Hey, Ty here, so welcome to the VR Tech channel, welcome back to the True Lenses series, the series where you stick a camera in front of the lenses of our VR headsets to see which one is the best, which one is the right for you. Now, this video was requested by Crazy. A lot of people were saying Pico 4, Pico 4, Pico 4 to compare with the Quest Pro, so here we are with a big PCVR comparison. So why comparing a $400 headset with a $1,500 headset? Well, because they both have the new pancake lenses. And to be honest, I reshoot these many times because the results really surprised me as well. But anyhow, in this video we're gonna compare the Pico 4 with a resolution of 2160 by 2160 each eye, RGB pixel arrangement, LCD display running up to 90 Hz with the new pancake lenses that are giant, and the head-to-head competitor, the Quest 2, with a resolution of 1832 by 1920 each eye, RGB pixel arrangement, LCD display running up to 120 Hz with all the well-known Fresnel lenses, and of course the most expensive standalone on the market, the Meta Quest Pro with a resolution of 1800 by 1920, RGB pixel arrangement, LCD display running up to 90 Hz with hundreds of dimming zones, and the new pancake lenses from Meta that are fantastic, to be honest. Let's call it the crisp. But let's remember, this is not a science. These screens, these lenses are made for your eyes and not for the lenses of a camera. So take your own conclusions, see what you want to see, but we're gonna talk about it together at the end of the video to explain a bit everything. Also, let's remember that immersion is not given just from the screens, but also the way you interact with the games. Yeah, this is a segue, because this video is sponsored by Aubica and their chargeable grip cover for the Meta Quest 2. If you don't know, Aubica is a company that makes VR accessories for a very long time. With their battery strap that is much better than the official one, and they recently came out with the new grips controller. These are absolutely fantastic, and if you don't any grips for your controllers, you're really missing out, because they give you the possibility to actually leave the objects in-game without, of course, dropping your controller all the time. They make the Quest 2 controllers much more ergonomic thanks to the longer case, and surprise on the bottom, you actually have a USB Type-C connection, so you can actually recharge the controllers directly without even taking it out anything from here. They fit perfectly on the controllers and they fit perfectly on the hand. So check them out on Amazon in the description below for an exclusive 15% discount using the code TYRELFOOD15 or a different code for UK. All details in the description below. So thanks Aubica for sponsoring this video, and let's get through the lenses now. And here you have it. This was the comparison between the Pico 4, the Quest 2, and the Meta Quest Pro, the most expensive standalone headset on the market right now. And I think that the results are very interesting. At the end of the day, we are comparing two headsets that cost $400 each with an headset that is $1,500. So yeah, it has to be better, but is it better enough to actually, justify the cost? Now, why are we comparing these three headsets? Because these three headsets are actually using the same way to stream PCVR games on them. They use USB Type-C cable or wireless connection, and unfortunately you actually lose a lot of details doing that because you have the compression for this kind of connection. If you had the DisplayPort, you can actually use these screens and these lenses much better. Unfortunately, that's not the case, so we have to work with what we have. By the way, they're very enjoyable to play games. I'm actually using the Pico 4 a lot lately. I'm gonna explain why at the end of the video, but the Quest Pro really impresses when it comes to clarity and crispness. And also the screens, but is that valued 3 or 4 times more? Well, it depends. The particular thing about these new lenses, the pancake lenses that we have in the Pico 4 and the Quest Pro, is that you retain the clarity in the entire field of view, pretty much. And the Pico 4 a bit less, but we have a much larger FOV than the one that we have on the Quest Pro. So at the end, the part that is readable is pretty much equal. But I have to say that comparing the two and jumping from one to the other each time, well, the Quest Pro really gave me the wow effect. And that's not just for the lenses that are probably the best lenses that I ever tried right now. It's also for the fact that the screen is incredible. The colors really pop. There's a lot of contrast, a lot of dynamic range. And at the same time though, I really would like to have a bit of higher resolution in there, because we have the same resolution pretty much of the Quest 2. But over here, because it's much clearer, with these lenses, you can actually see the screen door effect much more, and the readability at the end remains pretty much the same. At the end of the day, the Fresnel lenses were made to actually hide the screen door effect, so going back to the pancake lenses, it's better, everything is clear, the resolution is very high, so it's not annoying. And by the way, you can see the screen door effect a lot right now, because we are cropping the image like 400, 500, 600 times. But for example, on the Pico 4 is a bit less noticeable, not just because the lenses are not as clear as the one on the Quest Pro, but also because we have a higher resolution, a 2160 by 2160. That would be amazing if used also on the Quest Pro, because really the clarity with the Quest Pro is off the charts. It's incredible. It really gives you that wow effect. At the same time though, well, having a smaller FOV doesn't feel as immersive as with the Pico 4. Unfortunately, it doesn't have the best screens. As you can see, the colors are not the best, the contrast is not the best, and also we talked about the brightness that is not very high. So it doesn't really pop in your face as much as the Quest Pro. At the end of the day, these three headsets are very enjoyable to use no matter what. Also because of the fact that we can't actually use the full resolution, unfortunately, as we said at the beginning. So is it worth to actually upgrade from one to the other, going to the Quest Pro if you want to use it for like, I don't know, DCS or something like that? Well, at the end of the day, you pretty much see the same things that you see with the Pico 4 and you see pretty much with the Quest 2, because yes, everything much clearer. But with the compression that we have, it's still harder to read the details when you have a certain distance. If you get closer to it, everything's crystal clear. It's amazing. But when you're distant from the objects and from what you want to see, well, there you lose some of the resolution, because that doesn't come from the screens, doesn't come from the clarity of the lenses, but unfortunately comes from the fact that there's a compression happening. What's the one that I'm using the most right now, to be honest, is still the Pico 4. Not because it's the best probably on everything, but with the FOV it feels a bit more immersive. At the same time I feel like cheating the system, because I'm actually having a great quality with great lenses with a $400 headset instead of having to use a $1,500 headset that, by the way, is also heavy on my face, to actually achieve pretty much the same results. At the end of the day, if you don't jump from one to the other each time, it's still enjoyable, even if the colors don't pop as much. But we're to compare it, and you saw the difference is very stark. Pico did an amazing job with these lenses, but Meta really like, wow, fantastic. The clarity here, it's incredible. Is it worth 3-4 times the price? I'm asking to you. Let me know in the comment below. Anyway, as always, this video took a really long time to make. I also had to reshoot the Pico 4 in many cases to actually show better the, the comparison with the Quest Pro to actually show in the right way. So if you appreciate that, please leave a like, it will help a lot. And yeah, that's all. If you like the video, like. If you did like it, dislike. Subscribe to the channel for more VR tech. If you really love the channel, join button there. Little on further, also the Patreon. Thanks to all the Patreon. Join the channel, of course. And I see you guys next video. Thanks for watching. Ciao.